Tunix and himself are gonna be the main opponents again this week. The thing is, you cannot really create a huge gap to them, most likely. The first map is Summer Trip by Rage TM. We have 1 warm-up and then 3 rounds. Actually, the point system was then surprisingly changed in a way that you can actually still create gaps. I thought you couldn't, because last time we were only 4 players in the start, and often the point system was kinda bad for getting big leads, but here the current one actually works if you always win. But you need to win for that. Also, the amount of wins will decide over the lead. Other positions, naja, okay, they also still matter. With 10 people on the server at least, it's also still important. Alright. Oh, no, I was talking a lot and not looking at the track. Let's go. And I have a shit gear. It's a very bad first round. I don't have a good line anywhere. Maybe, yeah, at least still third, that's good. That I still overtook there. So you see now the point system. Okay, I think it's different than last week. Yeah, I think it's different. If I remember that correct, then last week, because of the amount of players, it was changed to 10, 6, 3, 1 at the start, and then I don't remember it. But here it's only 2 points to Ines that I lost. 5 to the leader. So I need to get that gear, that's important already. Yeah, I need to get direct to the CP. Oh! I sniped. The first place, nice. Vortex joined the server, is also good. And Sezi winning the first round, only 11 points. So 10th place probably. That's huge. But he will not be the main opponent. It will be Ines. That's just 1 point. We play until 444 points and then Finalist mode. Yeah, the question is really, can I create a gap where I have Finalist rounds alone? And what map comes up then? As I said, I haven't been quite lucky in the last months in this cup, so in the Finalist everything, no matter how good I played before, can still go wrong. But of course, it can also be that I'm behind and the Finalist mode helps. Oh, third. Dropped again behind. Yeah, Ines is in front by 1 point after the first map. Consistency is of course important now that the point system is actually changed to this here. And consistency is important. Always finishing somewhere in the top places. The first place isn't that crucial. It would be different if like the points for the second place wouldn't be there. Like if first place gets 30 and second place then only 25. Then it would be different. Then you really could make a difference. But like this, nah. It is of course better to get first, but it's not as much of an advantage. The question is really, can you create a gap of over 30 points to your opponent in order to be 1 round more alone in Finalist mode? So the next map is 30 meters, get it going. No. Okay, I'm not sure how this last transition is planned. If you shall jump with a small kind of transition. Yeah, we will find out. Hopefully in a good way. From 10th to 1st, guys, I sniped Vortex again. And the most important thing is that Ines crashed it. And that's a 20-point gain in a round that looked really, really shit for me. Oh, again sniping people there. Still getting up to 2nd. So far the ending helped me here. What I still don't really understand is why am I so far behind after the start? What the heck? Like, I have such a bad position, yeah? As if I make something very obvious wrong. This time it's a bad time. But look how close it is in front. Only 17 points. Tunix wins 10 points on me. I got that slowdown. I tried to get the platform turn a bit better than in the other rounds. I still finished ahead of Ines, but that was of course not the greatest round now. But I got good points for a map where I seemingly struggled with. Okay, what do we get here? Plastic start. We have a very similar competition later on coming as well. I believe so, at least. And what is this? Can you cut it? I shouldn't have tried. Damn. Was a mistake to go for it. Ah. Yeah, sadly, Ines is only 10 points behind me again, after I had not 2 bad rounds. I mean, the other round didn't matter, I still won 2 points on him, but he won 19 points due to my test. And 2 nicks overtook, of course, as well. Oi, oi. That grip, man. Ines the 2 nicks in second and third though. Vortex, is he already there? Yeah, in fourth. It's also fourth here. And these are the rounds where we get very quickly close to the finalist point mark, but I can't really win many points. Like I lost 19 points with a cut try, won 6 points on Ines afterwards, with getting twice first. We have a lot of these quest dirt maps, which is usually not bad for me. Nice, got a good end. Ines, however, getting it good as well. 2 nicks losing 13 points, that's good. Oh, the author time is so much faster, what the heck? Now 2 nicks in second, but Ines only 5th. Not sure with the ending, maybe you shouldn't jump. I don't know. Okay, also not sure with these weird transitions there from bank to flat. Yeah, to drive this the best. We'll now just jump, because that's the easiest to do. And Ines only 17 points again. Ah, okay. 2 nicks losing also 5 points. That's very helpful. But look how many rounds I had to win in a row to get at least some gap. And I lost so many points in that one round where I tried to cut. It was really a bad decision to go for that. Naja, it looks full speedish, but with bobsleigh as well. Oh! I didn't see that coming. Also it's not really full speed. Aha. Oh, okay. On this map a lot of things can go wrong. Is that meant to be full speed or not? Oh, not the greatest round. The rest here is pretty easy. It looks like a map where someone tried to build full speed in the end, but I don't really think that the speed slide matters a lot. Ines takes 27, Tunix 30 points, and I'm only at 5th, so I'm losing again a lot. Saw it happening on this map. It's a weird map. So mainly the start. The start looks like it is planned to be full speed. But then, on the other hand, if you don't make it around and you have to release, like, oof. I guess I will drift now. So I was also not getting the gear then, and it was just too bad. That was close. So I have speed now. But this is definitely not my best map. Man, only 4th. Should have gone for the right finish. Actually, it mattered in this round. Yeah, behind me, you know, behind me is such a huge gap. This Isai is actually doing good. Overall, even ahead of Vortex. Like won us some rounds. Also has pace. Oh, can you go ins? No. Doesn't matter now anyway. The match you can just go inside first roll and ignore the science there. That might be actually a mistake, the mistake that I do. I mean, I just trusted the mapper with the science, but maybe that's a mistake to trust the mapper. That would explain why I'm so far behind, because I don't think that my run is bad. What is happening? Huh? I was equal to the others and then I end up in 5th. Like, I'm maximum confused with this track. First of all, I thought that the start was my mistake. Can't find it. Yeah. No, it's blocked. But what did I do wrong here in the ending then? I was very close to 1st and I end up then suddenly in 5th. And then also with such a gap to 1st, I really don't see it. Okay, my last drift wasn't that great right now. But I can't see that this is the only reason. Like, I was already dropping to 5th. And I thought I had good speed when I was seeing him 3rd. Naja, the thing is we are getting close to the finals and it will again be super difficult to win it. Last week it was kinda easy, but then I had the teleports. But there, all my victories definitely gave me a lead. Now it's just not possible to create a big lead. I might get finalist first, but I might not even be the only finalist when they stay close to me. Okay, what do we have here? Oh. I don't remember the start. Or something. Last year warp on some plastic. Okay, didn't see that. But if that existed, then it makes sense. And why do I have to drop that fucking gear? Yeah, and then Ines gets through because of that shit. I had in this run, like I didn't do a mistake, but I always dropped the gear in a very annoying way. So that I lost a lot of exit speed, even though I always drive tech in a way that I want to go for a lot of exit speed. But here I always drop the gear. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and as long as they stay consistent. My goal here is of course to get the finalist mode after the next round. My problem, however, is that Tunix also can reach finalist mode. And Tunix doesn't need many points for it. I don't need many points. My run should be good enough to reach my goal in Tunix 1. So it will be a double finalist situation on the next map, in the first round on the next map. Interestingly, Ines only 10 points. So Ines is actually will not even get finalists with the next round. That's helpful. But I know my luck in this cup. Probably Tunix will just win the first round now, gets a good round there. And you usually hope, okay, there's still the chance that Tunix doesn't win, it will be Ines instead. But often it is then exactly the one opponent that shall not win that actually takes the round if you're not in first yourself. So what is this? This seems to be tech. But what kind of tech? Where do we go here? It's just on the blue border? Yeah. Okay, this was a tight corner. Okay, I need to remember all the stuff there. It's like one of these maps now. I can't really focus good enough now to remember all the turns of this track. Wait, Tunix left and rejoined the server. What happened there? Yes! Oh god, I won 1.2 seconds in the last sector. But Tunix had a rejoin, which is really weird. Also didn't finish then yet. Was still a decent round. I had some turns where I had to release quite a lot. But some parts were also fine. For how much I was able to remember the track. Finally! And for the YouTube people, the other cups are unlisted in the comments. The other cups that went not so well, like you can just skip to the end and just look how the finalists went in most of the cups. Okay, Tunix is not gonna win this round, but learning the map. So Ines is now also finalist and has of course better momentum. Also Vortex became finalist. Interesting. So that's gonna be very difficult for Tunix. I keep the camera on Tunix here. Might still be like a nose slide. That's weird this first turn, I was also not sure. Okay, Tunix is doing good start. Very good start actually. Yeah, here this part I still messed up in my run. But it was the first round, it's difficult. Yeah, Tunix actually with a great lead might win it. Will win it. Deserved second place. Ines must have made an early mistake. Sesei is now also finalist. And you see that all the other players on the server, I mean, okay, there are still some gaps somehow, but even they become finalists soonish. I didn't see Dudu a lot in the top places, but he is also at over 400. That's like how this point system works. When there are 30 points to gain for first place each round, and then the gaps from first to second to third and so on are not really big, then you can just not create a gap. But, like you can only create a gap if your opponents fuck up. That's the only chance. They must make mistakes and drop to last positions. Then you of course can win a lot of points. But as long as they always finish ahead of all the slower drivers, it's just not possible to get finalists much earlier. Like maybe one round, and then it's still a bit of luck, like how exactly you hit a point score towards finalists or not. That can maybe make like a 1 round difference to your opponent. But still, we play 3 rounds each map. And if you get finalists and then comes a map that doesn't suit you, and then you can't win there for 3 rounds straight, also at least then definitely someone else caught up to finalist. So you cannot really, it's always about finalists if you have this kind of points. So what are they doing? Alright, so we have Ines, Sesei. Sesei is already a bit behind, Vortex is further behind, so it's mainly Ines who makes a mistake here and needs Arlucci to let him through. It's another tech map. Well, 1 turn left and it should be Arlucci's win. Is there another not French? Yeah, Panda was on the server. Then here, interesting, EEL and Cordon Zeus. He is always playing this cup. He's from Switzerland. Yeah, usually Huan has been playing this, but he struggled with the game earlier. And all the settings were gone. Like, Huan was playing this always when I didn't play it. I missed this cup for a long time. I was always playing something else instead. It was different stuff that was at the same time, and I didn't even play a Valley Smurfs Cup. Even though that's definitely always at the same time. But there were different things, and I never played the random weekly Shroom, actually. But Huan was there, and since I played this, Huan isn't playing. Wow, to say it makes the snipe against Ines by 2000s. Wow, GG. What a round. Dalucci also close. And yeah, okay, he joined in last week, and then I got all the teleports. It was of course not his mistake. He wasn't the reason, but it was just an interesting timing, because he joined the server and literally then it started. Okay, we play for 4 winners. Didi didn't make it in the finalist yet. Vortex and Ines are finalists. Yeah, I said Ines is gonna be the biggest opponent, but finalists can of course also annoy him. He could have been through, now he lost it by 2000s, and was always ahead of Vortex on this map. But exactly now, Vortex is then actually on a good run. But even Vortex gets denied here. Is he? Yeah. Alucci is doing good on this track. And he joined the server late. Denying Vortex and helps Ines with that. The interesting thing now, for example, is that Didi gets finalists, and if Didi gets then ahead of Vortex and Ines after being so many points behind, and you know now, I explained it often enough, what it means to be a lot behind here in points. You really need to have a much worse performance to fall down that much. But he can still catch up easily when the others are finalists, and then only this one round now matters, and Didi could actually beat them. And that's how it goes for every position. So let's have a look at Didi. They have one warm-up here again. Also Ines has a clean warm-up so far, and there he crashed. Now Didi is up there, but he didn't really have the greatest pace in the start. There we go. Didi or Ines. Or Vortex. Decent start for Didi. Also for Ines and 2 others. Didi with a touch. Ines didn't touch yet. Gonna spectate Ines. He is however also a bit behind. Mash and Alucci ahead. No Vortex either. Vortex right behind Ines. So here already some skill gaps. Ines and maybe also Vortex are catching up towards leaders. Ines did that wrong though. Now it's up to Vortex, who was looking the worst for a long time in this round. But he can snipe from here on. Not like this though. It's gonna be Mush. Mush is also like funny. He's the admin of the cup, and I guess that he knows the maps. Also he chooses them, but I don't know if he drives them ever before. But it's quite funny always when the admin, yeah, is denying the finalist around. In this case, there was still Jojo Lebarjo ahead of Didi, who actually got third then, who was suddenly the best finalist. But it's always like a bit weird when the admin is kinda denying it, and Mush also denied me in the last cups a few times. making it actually then possible that I dropped so much behind. In the very first, like for the YouTube people, if you go for these links, unlisted videos, the very first editions, incredible. I didn't even finish top 4. The finalist went just so bad, like so unfortunate. And yeah, the last week video with the teleports is also funny to watch. Might also show that in stream at some point again, because I'm not sure. I have to check out what I actually recorded. Some things I recorded that I will show in stream again. But let's focus on this round where Ines is in the lead. And he has already quite a good gap. But again, he does the same mistake and will lose a lot of momentum. And Vortex and Mush will both overtake. Now, we have only one more drift to go. Will Mush actually deny the finalists now again, or is Vortex gonna overtake? He is not, and Mush is another time denying. And now, I think, next round we will have our 4th place going through. Because even Mush is now a finalist and can beat Ines, Vortex, and so on. It really only matters the very last map when you get finalists, kinda. Only that matters, yeah. If you start denying the others then you can have such a big gap to them before. Can be so far behind, you will still catch up. Also, Mush, Didi, Vortex, Ines. It's a skill map, so the chance of one of them making it now is very high. Even though Alucci is of course always up there. But Alucci, like in a late joiner, denies also like a weird thing. So Diddy is the first one to struggle. We're gonna go to Vortex, who's in second, but catches up to Ines, and Ines always drove this wrong. Now he, well, drove it in a different way wrong, but Vortex touches, oh my god, and he gives Ines the lead, and there's no Mush, like where's Mush? Now Mush is far behind, and it's in the end and still Ines who will take... Oh, he crashed! Oh my god, he still wins it! Right ahead of Fire and Vortex. Oh my god, what a bad round that was, actually. So many mistakes. Ines had it so safe, and then he was... Vortex had it so safe, then he makes a silly mistake, and then Ines has it so safe, and then he fails it, and almost Fire won the round, and Fire is in 10th. So I don't know. The pressure of the finalist mode. Aibo, CAC-L. Ah yeah. Yeah, CAC-L is a thing that happens twice a month, or maybe it's once in Trackmania 2020 and once in Trackmania 2, where like it's more like North American, I guess, hosted by Aibo, where they have 15 minutes time to build a map, and then they race on the maps that were built. But it's not really a competition, it's just build, and then after you have built it, you just race it. And this is not a typical Aibo map. Like, what the heck, Aibo? I'm surprised. What did you build here? Aibo. That's like such an untypical Aibo map. It's crazy. I wanna do one run here. The author time shouldn't be that good. Not just because it's Aibo, just because they didn't take any time to validate the maps. So I would be surprised if it was hunted. Yeah, won it, beat it by 5 seconds. Would have been a good one as well, if it was still the cup.